Happy Labor Day. How many of us have ever had this knowing without knowing inside of us? I mean, something where it seems as if before it already occurred, we knew exactly how it was going to play out. To the extent where we could have been the event coordinator over this entire circumstance that occurred in our life. I know I've had one of these moments before, and perhaps you have too. You know, T.D. Jakes, in his book, his new book, Instinct, The Inborn Drive Within, he talks about his motivation for the book at one time where he was out doing this event out in an African country, and he's on this safari, right? And there's this one guy. This guy, he's intellectually knowledgeable. He knows everything about the forest and all of the animals. But then there's this other guy. He's the instinctive guy. He knows everything about how to find the animals without actually knowing the knowledge of them. He could say, there's the lion over there. And they're both needed in our lives. But I bet you in life, there are things that you know without knowing instinctively, and there are things that you know without knowing intellectually. Let me paint this out. Okay, so Ben Carson in his book talked about how he, at one point in time, was in a class. Now, Ben Carson is one of the most renowned doctors of our time, surgeons, has made so many advancements in the medical field, but before he was who he is today, he actually was just a student in a medical class. And he had not studied for this particular class, just like many of us in a college class may do at some point in time. But he had a dream the night before about all of the answers that were going to be on that test, and the next day they popped up word for word, verbatim on the test. It was an instinctive knowledge that he had that dropped in his spirit that the next day allowed for him to be able to tackle the test and change his entire outlook on how his career would end up going. His destiny could not be stopped because of that. The same thing happens when we're in life and then something intellectually is dropped in our ears. And someone's like, well, how do you even know that? Case in point, I was just at a presentation. Somebody had filled me in on exactly what the people wanted to know. And they wanted to know how I was so knowledgeable of it. Well, it was simply because I heard it through the grapevine. How many of us have ever heard something through the grapevine? Absolutely. So there's an intellectual side to this, there's an instinctive side to this. But how does this all relate to you? Because there's something in your life out there right now, instinctively or intellectually, that you know without knowing, but you're doubting. And you need to claim that victory already that is yours, because you don't have to think about it, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to fret about it. And a delay is not a denial. The circumstance I stand in currently, whatever battles I face right now, I already see my future. And because of that, I don't have to worry about anything else except the end goal. And I'm telling you right now that you have the same exact power within you, instinctively, intellectually, whatever you want to call it. In the Bible, they call it prophesizing. But just know that the battle is already yours. Be blessed, be encouraged, and as always, stay focused, my good people.